Hey, GLP-1 plus sides community. Before we jump into the podcast, please take the time to leave us a 5-star review on whatever audio platform you're listening to the podcast on. Share your story and how the podcast has helped you. This will help us get referred up in the audio platform so that we can reach more people that need our help, our support, and guidance from our doctors. Help us get loud and change things. Are you interested in understanding GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, or Mounjaro? Then join us on the Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, the groundbreaking podcast helping people change their lives one episode at a time. The Plus Sides podcast is a disruptor. We're breaking down barriers, smashing stereotypes, and sharing inspiring stories that'll leave you feeling informed and empowered. Join us every week to learn from doctors who are specialists around GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Mounjaro. They'll provide you with science and facts to validate these incredible stories. But that's not all. We'll also bring you the voices of the GLP-1 Mounjaro TikTok community, real people who face the challenges of obesity-related diseases and disorders and discovered the incredible plus sides of GLP-1 medications. Our episodes are filled with heartwarming stories, laughter, and moments of triumph. You'll connect with our amazing community members who are reclaiming their health and experiencing their fullest lives. Are you ready to embark on a journey of discovery and empowerment? Tune in to the Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, and together we'll change the narrative around obesity and end the stigma. Subscribe now on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform and join our incredible community. Let's celebrate the plus sides of life together because every story deserves to be heard. Every life deserves to shine, and everyone deserves access to expert knowledge and medication. The Plus Sides Podcast. You're not alone. It's not your fault. Hey everyone, before we dive in, I really want to share something personal with you. About, I want to say like 8 to 10 months ago, after losing 100 pounds on GLP-1s and keeping it off for a long time, I started regaining out of nowhere, and I was terrified. But I also started having hot flashes and bouts of crying and snacky cravings and waking up at 3 a.m. unable to go back to sleep. It turns out I was in perimenopause. So I started hormone replacement therapy, which is also called HRT, through a telehealth called Winona that specializes in this. And it changed everything. And now I'm sleeping better and my hot flashes are all but gone, thank God. And I feel like myself again. And it turns out that you can actually start perimenopause as early as 35. And well, I'm 46 and she's here. HRT has really come a long way and there's just no need to suffer anymore. So if you're like this and you're in the same boat, you can check out buywinona.com and you can use the link in our link tree to save some money.
Want the fastest working GLP-1? For half the price, Ro now offers FDA-approved weight loss injections cheaper. With results you can see faster. Lose 15% of your weight with the formula from Eli Lilly that hits not one, but 2 hormones to curb hunger and nausea. Weight loss faster, confidence higher, price cheaper. See if you qualify at ro.co/TV.
Yep.
Hello, welcome. This is the Plus Sides Podcast. Today's episode is focused on how GLP-1 medications treat genetic obesity. And we have a guest today from our community. So for the first 3 episodes, you heard us run our mouths about our stories and how they're all different. But we have someone specifically from our community that has actually been doing this for a couple years now. So I'll introduce her shortly. But before I do, I am Kim Carlos. This is the Plus Sides. And I don't want to call it my podcast. It's our podcast. And I currently take Ozempic. I started my journey in July last year. I hate calling it a journey, but I got nothing else. And I have lost 55 pounds. I started on Saxenda and I am now on Ozempic. It's completely changed my life. I have been obese the majority of my adult life. I would say when I was 8, I started binge eating and have had that hidden quite a bit. I'm sure if you listened to the first episode, you heard more about that. But that's kind of my story and what I'm doing here. This has completely changed my life, my brain. I have a whole new lifestyle because of these medications and actually treating my obesity. And then I also have with me Kat, who has our special mascot.
Oh yeah, the AT-alien.
Yes,
the alien. AT-aliens.
We are all from Atlanta.
That's right, because we're from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm Kat Carter. I share a lot of similarities with Kim. Well, Kim and I used to work together many,
We
many,
did
many, many moons
many years
ago.
ago, and for many
We
years.
bonded over dogs, and
Yes.
I worked with her husband
Yes.
as well.
Yes.
So you worked with your
We
husband.
both had mastiffs. We love the mastiffs.
Yes,
So.
we do those big
Big
faces.
everything.
Okay. Those big
So
faces. But anyway,
yeah.
um, I am definitely, we're kind of similar. I'm a binger, binging and purging as a teenager, as a youngster, crash dieting. Um, but I've always been into fitness, and so that was always the the up and downs of
Yeah.
dealing with my doctors, because I would either surprise them, oh, you work out, and then they run my numbers, and oh, well, your blood pressure is great, your cholesterol is fantastic, yeah,
Yeah.
because I work out.
Yeah.
But I also binge, and that was an issue, and
Mhm.
so I've been on Mounjaro since it was the fall, since October. I lost about 60 pounds. I kind of lost track. There was that time during that big shortage and
Yeah.
issue, and I got hemmed up in that. And I actually was off of it for about a month and a half,
Oh,
and I
wow.
stayed the same.
That's
I was very proud of
amazing.
myself
Yes.
because
I'm proud of
I
you
love those
too.
workouts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember you were like, one day
Going
you
up
were
here
like
or there.
just kicking my ass. I forgot what it's like, and now I'm back on it, and I'm about to pass out. I got out of spin class.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yep.
Yeah, 'cause you like
Got to
jumped
my
back on it.
office.
You're like, woo!
Whoa. That was the one thing
Yeah.
that like Mounjaro does. It did kind of make me lightheaded a little bit, especially like
Yeah.
when I got up to like the 10 milligrams.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Mhm.
it really did help remove the food noise, not the
Yeah.
white knuckling. And I'm not going to like poo poo on therapy or Over Ears Anonymous, because
Yeah.
they all worked great.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
was this white knuckle part about it that
Yeah,
just
for sure.
Yeah.
so frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
for
wouldn't
sure.
call it a miracle drug, is because you still have to do the work.
You
You
still
got to do
have
the
to do the
work.
work. It does not melt your fat. No matter what bullshit you
Mm-mm.
hear in the media. Sorry, friends. We do cuss on this podcast. Little
It's
ears should
bullshit.
leave.
Little
It is
ears.
not true. There are things involved. Choosing what you put in your body, choosing if or
Yeah.
when or how you move your body. If you want to diet, like you could do that. Like I don't do diets. Like I'm death to diet culture 101, like all the way. So, but regardless, we're gonna banter a lot today. There may not be a lot of structure. So bear with us. But
Right.
Janine, hey.
Hey.
Who are you and why are you here?
Well, she's here because look, she's here because I
Oh, you're in a mood. She's talking in third person. I'm ready.
She is.
I
Spicy.
know, right?
Spicy today.
She's around today. I am I'm a type 2 diabetic, and I lead off with that because I was emotionally, Lord, I am genetically predisposed to diabetes.
Yeah.
And, managing, doing my best to manage my weight and, trying to manage the diabetes with diet and exercise worked to a certain extent. But after a while, it just stopped working. And my A1C just kept going up and up and up. And then I became obese later on in life. I had always been slender. I was, a cheerleader in college, in high school and college, and always remained somewhat fairly active. And the change started really in my 30s. And I thought that it was mainly because of aging. But at that time, I'm 50 years old now. 15, 20 years ago, they didn't talk about PCOS. No one talked about metabolic disorders or, anything like that. So looking back, that was probably the beginning of what kind of altered my body. And then I was diagnosed with T2D, which is type 2 diabetes. And I became 198 pounds in just as of January 2023 of this year.
Yeah.
And in last December, I asked my doctor for help. I said, I need help. I tried everything I can do. And it wasn't a vanity issue at that point.
Yeah, of course
It was
not.
a true health issue. And as we all know, the weight is just the byproduct of something going on inside of you. So I was prescribed Mounjaro, and I, went on TikTok. I had never posted a video, and I didn't know anything about it. And there is such a vibrant community for GLP-1s on TikTok. And lo and behold, I am here. So I didn't want to tell my story at first. I was very reluctant to do so. I was one of those that didn't want to, share, but a little small voice said, you need to tell your story. And that's what I did. And
look where we are now.
I know, right?
Look at the masses and bringing that's for sure.
Look at us now,
Right.
Yeah. It's like that we really
because we're being loud.
Yeah, we got to be loud. We've talked a lot about how these medications, we want people to have more affordable access and even more access in general, like shortages aside, right? Like we want people to be able to get these medications to treat their obesity or their type 2 diabetes or whatever metabolic disorder maybe that they're struggling with, because these medications can really be applied and treat many different things. And we talk about that a lot with our doctor guests that come on. But that's our goal, right, guys, is that we can get louder than the loudest people who have basically the most money that are out there in the news and blowing everything up and giving misinformation and, not even just misinformation, not complete information, and just spinning it to fit their own agenda, which is why we have a very special guest today. Emily is going to come on. I'm going to introduce her in just a second, and she's going to tell us her story. This is an opportunity for people that are within our community to have some uncut, unfiltered ways to tell their story and feel heard and know that they still have a voice. Have people quit calling them a trend. And we are not a trend. We are a movement. We are making a change. So we hope you'll be a part of it with us. But until then, without further ado, I am inviting on Emily. Hey, Emily.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Emily.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are all you?
Good. I love your
We
background.
are well.
Good.
It's
Wonderful,
nice.
wonderful.
It's very like farmhouse,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the farmhouse background is pretty sweet. I like it.
Yes.
Walmart.
I like that.
Yes.
I like
You're
it.
breaking up
really
just a little. You hear us? We're so scrappy tonight.
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So hi. So I want to give you the floor. Tell us a little bit about, your story, how you got started, where you are now. Give us the whole spiel. Unfiltered, uncut. Go.
Sounds good. So, yeah.
Quick pause here. I've had moments on my GLP-1 journey where insurance changes or rising costs force me to look for a new provider. And honestly, that process can feel very overwhelming. But that's why the Plus Sides podcast has partnered with GLP Winner to give our subscribers a resource to help them make that decision easier. GLP Winner is a comparison platform that lets you explore telehealth providers in all 50 states, whether you're looking for brand name medications or compounded options. You can see pricing up front, read reviews, and get a clear picture of which provider might align best with your needs. Check it out today at glpwinner.com/plus-sides. That's glpwinner.com/plus-sides. Don't forget the Z. Let me tell you a quick story. I was telling Kat how I was regaining weight after my 100-pound loss using GLP-1 medications, and I was having snacky cravings and waking up at 3 a.m., and I had hot flashes, and I was worried. But Kat was like, listen, I went through this last year. It's perimenopause, and I started HRT, and she used this company called Winona. So I started going there to see if this was something that was going with me. Turns out it was, because I'm 46. And it's been amazing. It's taken a while to find the right dose, but once I did, it's just been huge. I've been sleeping. I feel more myself again. And the hot flashes are gone, which is, really bad. So I will tell you, it's just been so big for me. And so I wanted to partner with them on the podcast because obviously many of our listeners are going through this same age range and definitely are having these issues. And there's just no need for you to suffer. So if you go to the link that's in our link tree, you can click on that and save money. If you go there and you meet all the criteria, and this might be something for you to try. So I just want to make sure you had this great resource because it's just been such a big difference for me and Kat. Again, you can go to the link in our link tree and get what you need.
"20 seconds a week to lose 20% of your weight in a year with diet and exercise." That's the power of GLP-1s through Ro. Ro helps find the medication that's right for you, based on cost, availability, and your weight loss goals. Losing weight with GLP-1s is possible through Ro.
I'm 31 years old, and I am from Fort Wayne, Indiana. In 2021, I woke up one day and I was over 350 pounds. I'm 5'9", so people would tell me, "Oh, you're not that big," or "You look really good for your height." Thanks. Okay. No, I was very obese and I was extremely unhealthy. I was trying to get help with my doctor, and she introduced Phetermine to me, and it worked until it didn't. And I lost 20 pounds in 2 weeks. And I was very unhappy with how it made me feel. It made my heart race, made me feel like I wanted to run a marathon. Some people would be like, "Oh yeah, that sounds great." No, it didn't feel good to me. So I was very upset that the medicine didn't work for me. And I gave up for, it was probably a good, it was about all summer. So it was a good 3 or 4 months. And I had a friend at work approach me, and she goes, "I don't want to offend you, but I think I might have found something that could help your weight problem." So I'm like, okay. So she tells me about Ozempic. I knew nothing about it. Again, this is in 2021. So this is before the big boom of GLP-1 medications for weight loss really caught on the internet.
Right.
And she encouraged me to go through a online telehealth doctor. So at the time I used Push Health, and I got a doctor the same day that I signed up, and I had a prescription for Ozempic waiting at CVS after work that day. So I continued to take Ozempic for the year, that from August of 21 until August of 22. And in that time, my insurance did pay for it. I don't know if they went through an audit. I don't know what happened, but I got contacted and they said, "You're not supposed to have coverage for this." And I said, "Well, I have been. What do you want me to do?"
Right.
Yeah.
So I was able to continue. So as a whole, I have been on GLP-1 medications for the last year and 8 months. I'm going on my 9th month right now. So August of 2023, I will be at 2 years being on GLP-1 medications. I am down 137 pounds, and I have never been happier in my life. I would look in the mirror and absolutely hate what I saw. And there was no helping me. I had a very bad binge eating disorder. And there was no stopping. My stomach was so stretched out to the point where I had to have 3 helpings of food just to get kind of full. And then I would have to force myself to not think about food anymore. And then I just kept gaining weight and gaining weight. Of course I did. It was terrible. But these medications have completely changed the narrative in my head. Portions are completely controlled now, and I have to tell myself to eat something now. But in that narrative of telling myself something to eat, I get to pick what I eat. So I don't have to go for a double cheeseburger and large fries anymore. I can have a salad. I can make a consciously healthy decision on what I want to eat. And it's even better for me because I want to eat it. I don't feel restricted. So
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Kim. I appreciate it.
You're breaking up just a little. So if we have a lull in between our talking, just know we just a little hesitation in the internet. So, but can everybody see that?
Okay. I'm going.
Okay. Oh, we may have lost her. It's okay. That's why God
great
made
in her frozen
software.
pose. She's like,
I know.
I know it was a good pose. Like very,
she looks
talking across to my dating myself.
Oh, there we go. Oh, then she got it. Oh, what a cute smile now.
Look at you.
Oh, okay. That was weird.
Tonight is crazy. Oh no. Well, we can hear you really well, or we could.
Okay, good. Yeah. I'm so sorry for the connection. I didn't even know it was that bad.
No, it only just started, but I could hear you the whole time. So I was like, I'm not going to stop it.
Okay, good.
Yes. Oh, you're back. Huzzah. Okay. Yay. Anyway, so that is awesome. Congratulations, on your weight loss. I think It's fascinating. Are you open to us asking you a few questions?
I would love that. I
Great.
am open to anything. So go for it.
Cool. So, I know you've said in some of your videos and gotten some heat from it, but I like that you're really honest and candid, that you're not a dieter, that you're not into exercise, that you just make conscious decisions for what you put in your body. And like, that's how you roll. And I'd like to know a little more about like kind of why you made that decision. Cause it tracks a little bit with how I think about things. And I think probably the way a lot of people do. And I'm just curious so people can relate.
Yeah. So as you said, I do not diet and I do not exercise. And that was a choice that I made at the very beginning because I have dieted and exercised to try to lose weight, basically my entire adult life. And it never worked for me. And exercising is exhausting, obviously. But going to the gym for my mental health was terrible. I always thought people were staring at me and I always thought, well, what's the point? And I know it does good in the end, but it just never resonated in my mind that it was a good thing. But yeah, so I choose not to diet because I don't want to be restricted. I want to know what it's like to have a healthy relationship with food. So in turn, I tell people I'm using this medication as a tool. I want it to teach me that I am perfectly capable of making a healthy portion size and being perfectly okay with it. And I don't have to push myself to the limit that I am so full that I'm extremely uncomfortable. So I made that decision on my own, and I'm really glad that I did because I am for all the people that are choosing to diet and exercise because that's the way that they're losing the weight and it's perfect for them. But for someone like me who does not do well with restriction, this is how it's worked for me, and it's 137 down, so I think I'm doing okay.
Yeah, you see, it works really well for you. I think it's very seems to be fit to the person and like their background. But for sure, like I would say that for me, I relate because I've been dieting since I was 12, and it doesn't work. And every time someone would tell me, like when I would get upset or anxious or anything, they were like, just go take a walk. I wanted to punch them in the throat. I'm not gonna lie. I did. I was like, shut your face. Walking sucks, and this is before I had gained to the weight that I had been at, in the summer of last year. But now that I work properly with the medication, I actually do enjoy exercise. I still don't enjoy it like Kat enjoys it, but I do feel those endorphins people would always talk about, but in terms of diet, I was like, you know what? No, because the people that I see in life that look quote normal, even though I don't think that exists, but that seem normal or don't have this sort of disorder that I have, they seem to very much, have a well-rounded life. They seem to have like I would say it's like nutritional first, but they want this, they eat this. And I was like, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to see how it works, and that's what works for my mental health as well. So I can completely relate like why you made that decision. Anybody else?
It's also difficult a lot of times just to get active if you haven't done it before to be in a larger body exercising because everybody has this preconceived notion. And I think I was shy about it for a long time. But I just remember there were times when like an instructor came to me after class and was like, wow, you can really keep up with this class. And okay,
like,
thanks.
Wow, all right. Because I'm in a large body, she was like, I'm really impressed. Like, you're really keeping up with this class. And then she said something to me. She said, well, you just got to lose a couple lbs. And I was like, what is that? That's not your business. I'm here to work out. So no, I'm going to get off on a tangent, but I totally get like the reason why like people in an obese body are shy to go exercise because we get these assumptions, or they're trying to sell you a diet trick, or they're trying to sell you a supplement or a training package.
Sure.
So I just made sure I was always at the gym when it was like as busy as possible, or I would just go to a boot camp class, or I would be in a class and not out on the floor with the with the rest of them. So I totally understand your fear. Like it's I don't know. I guess maybe I just got so used to it. Also, I think maybe think I liked it a little bit when I smoked people. Like,
Yeah.
I impressed people. Like, wow, you can really keep up. Yeah,
Yeah.
things
Really
Wow.
will work
good.
out too. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about like in terms of changing medications? I know you mentioned that earlier. Has your doctor worked with you to think about like what maintenance look like? Because what we've heard a lot in our community is that some people are like, oh, you wean off of it or you spread out your injections, or they've said, maybe you eventually come off it completely. Or with some of them, like, no, like you stay on a maintenance dose and you stay on it forever because the medications were originally designed for people with type 2 diabetes. So therefore they are safe to use long term. So I think that the jury is still out, is what I hear a lot about this. And we're just kind of trying to figure out what that best practice is. But every doctor seems to kind of be going about it a little bit different. How are things, if you're wanting to share, this is your medical information, but if you want to share with
fine.
like how you see this, we would love to hear it.
Yeah, so I'm coming up on 55 pounds until I get to my ultimate goal, which is 160 pounds. 160 pounds for somebody my age and my height is a healthy BMI. So
Yeah.
my doctor would have to find something to tell me, you need to do this to be better. So
Yeah.
he wouldn't for one time tell me it's my weight. But anyway, so recently I have been starting to talk to her about maintenance dose. What does that mean? What does it look like? Well, as much as my doctor is very supportive about these medications for weight loss, she does not want to see me on it for a long time. And that disappoints me a little bit because I'm extremely scared to come off of them.
Yeah, of course.
No filter. I mean, I'm terrified. And, at one point I did make a TikTok that I shared with the community that I wanted to take time away from TikTok because people were coming to me asking me, what do I do? The coupon's June is coming. I don't know.
Sure.
And, but anyway, I was getting off topic. I told her with June coming, she's like, well, you need to come off of it eventually. And you're so close. You could probably do it on your own. No. So what's going to happen in June is actually going to lead me to more than likely needing, the compounded versions of these medications.
Yeah.
And if my doctor is not in charge of this, which she will not be, I'll be using a service here in my city. I will start doing them like a maintenance dose. And then that NP out there is about doing a maintenance dose. So come June, she's going to transition me into the highest dose and then eventually bring me down. And I want to see myself take these until I am mentally ready to come off of them and be able to make these decisions on my own. And I don't need a medication to help tell my brain, you're done, you're good, you don't need any more. But yeah, my doctor has been very supportive in these medications. But she wants to see me be successful without them eventually.
Yeah. So. I mean, I think that's probably the goal of every doctor would want that. Yeah. Right. Like, but at the end of the day, I think what we've learned, and we had Dr. Albert on our first episode, I don't know if you were able to watch it, is that they have really taken these medications, over the past 20 years with all of these data and continue to refine and perfect them. And it's just a different thing. If you're treating a chronic disease, it doesn't really make sense to stop treating a chronic disease. Right. And I think that's where people are trying to decide, if we've proved that this is a chronic disease, that it will continually reoccur, why don't we do this with anything else? Yeah. Why we do it with this, just because we're stuck in the mentality of, you go on phentermine and then you get off, right? Because that is a diet pill and these are obesity medications, right? And for any of you out there that are not aware, even though you may think that these are just type 2 diabetes medications, they're not. 2 of them are already, and 1 is in the process of have actually been approved by the FDA to treat obesity, because obesity is an actual disease. And this is, I promise you, like unfounded fact and truth. You can look it up. I'm not making it up. So this is not a diet thing, that you have to kind of change that mindset. We're blowing the walls off that because it's just not true. And weight loss being linear is not true. And eating 1,000 calories a day and you'll melt away is not true. It just doesn't make sense for everybody. It's all diet culture bullshit. Speaking of, in case you haven't seen, I've made some TikToks that have to do with diet culture and, how I think we should flush it all down the toilet, and how much it's caused me a tremendous amount of trauma in my life. And I understand that it has kind of for you too. And I know that you, in the beginning of all this, when everything got hyped up, or had the opportunity to be in media spots that had to do with the medication, would you talk to us a little bit about what that was like for you and how you felt about the interviews or the outcome of the interviews? Like, did you feel people were spending things? Did you feel good about how you represented?
So when I started TikTok, I shit you not, I was on my way home from fitting into my first pair of 18 size jeans since high school.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I was beside myself in the car. And I've never posted a TikTok of me talking before. I've made like little picture compilations and it was all cute and stuff, just me and my husband. I decided to talk to people about how I was feeling.
Yeah.
And I talked about my journey that I hadn't shared with anybody but my best friend at work.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, this video was going viral. I mean, I woke up the next day and I had over 100,000 views. And I'm like, what do I do with this? I'm not made for this. And it was overwhelming. And then people were asking questions and they want to know more about it. And I'm like, okay, here we go. So all of a sudden I don't know, there was a day in January, there was a girl who commented on a video on another viral video that I had. And she said, hi, my name is blank. I honestly can't remember her name. I'm from ABC News and I want to speak to you about your story. And I'm like, okay. So, the first thing I did is I Googled her name.
Yeah, of course.
Because like, this can't be real. Like, no, like there's other people out there that are way bigger than I am. I mean, bigger meaning followers on TikTok.
Yeah, for sure.
At the time, I maybe had like 10,000 followers. And I'm like, I'm nobody. You got girls who are in the Rolling Stone magazine. And I'm just like doing my thing over here. She was legitimate. We ended up emailing back and forth. I was in contact with a producer from ABC. And then, it was very overwhelming. I never expected any of that to unfold from one TikTok video. So I did this interview and it was the coolest thing because I've always been kind of like a news anchor junkie. Like I get like fangirl by them. I'm so weird. I know. So when I found out who I was interviewing with, I was like, Dad, you have to hear this. He's like, oh my gosh, Emily, you are something else. So I do this interview and I was so grateful to do it because I felt like for the first time, I was able to give a voice to people who were using these medications and were so successful on it. Yeah. And it did not turn out how I thought it was. I was so excited to do it. I was so happy to talk to her. And then I had friends and family all watching this interview and I was so excited. And then my words were twisted and it made me look like I was battling diabetics for these medications. And that's not at all what I'm doing. I want everybody to have these medications that are legally prescribed them and whatever help that means, if that's help with type 2 diabetes or if that's obesity. But they didn't let me say that. And that was disappointing because I had so much hope and excitement for this. And then it just, it fizzled fast because it made me look bad. And that's not at all what I'm going for. I'm in
for sure.
medications. And, like I said, whether you have type 2 diabetes or you have obesity, then get it, like whatever it is to help you. And that was disappointing, but I've had other collaboration offers and I've done other interviews for newspapers. I just had a girl reach out to me last night. She's from a high school in California and she said, I want to do an article about you and your story. And I'm like, oh, please.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I thought it was cool. Yeah. Especially that stigma, I was the fat girl in school. I honestly was probably one of the biggest girls at my high school. And there was nothing out there to help me. It sucked. So, maybe my story can reach somebody who is young and they can get help young and they can live a thriving life and don't have to be stuck in their body in their 20s and be miserable.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
yeah, I hope so. I mean, because honestly, as someone who's older than you, but I wish that when I was young, this was an option. And when I was young, I had gained a tremendous amount of weight. They put me on a medication and I had gained a tremendous amount of weight, like at least 100 pounds. And it was fast. Like it came on fast. It was one of the side effects. And then I was like 27 years old and I was like, I don't know what to do. And the doctor was like, oh, let's get lap band. It's great because you can reverse it. And la, la, la. And I did because insurance paid for it and I was 27, but I never thought about what's my relationship like with food. I never thought about any of those different things. And I also never considered the fact that I had something that literally wasn't my fault. Do you know what I mean? I thought that everything was my fault because that is what people have been telling me forever. It was a moral failing that I could not lose weight or that I could not lose weight and keep it off. And I wish that I had been your age when something like this was available. I feel so old saying that, y'all. Woo! Anyway, but I do, because then, you know, maybe when I had gotten married, it would have looked different. You know, like I got a dress and I didn't like even wedding dress shopping. Like I was in the biggest size in the story. I felt like I looked like a cupcake and not a good way, you know, but I wish that I had been able to have those moments when I was younger where I felt better in my skin. I've never thought I was going to be skinny. I'm 5'8", so I'm also quite tall. And so I totally understand. People are like, oh, you're bigger. And I am a bigger person. So I know if I was, you know, 165, 175, 185, like even in those ranges for me, I would look quite trim. You know? So I understand where you're coming from there as well. So just know that like even your voice on TikToks, like the way they got around to me and the way that you're now getting around to other people and helping other people have a voice, like this is a big deal, you know? So it does affect people. It really does. And I even myself, and I haven't been doing this that long, and I certainly don't have this shit figured out, but I will get messages from people. And just because I said something, they were like, oh my God, that sounds like me. Oh my God. And that means so much to me that you said that. And now I don't feel alone anymore. Because I feel like so much about obesity is feeling alone.
Oh,
and feeling
absolutely.
like
It's isolating.
It really is.
Because the medical community kind of really isolates you too.
Oh, absolutely. You know, when I first started, I started in an Ozempic Facebook group. That's where I found my inspiration and my will to keep going in the days that I didn't want to do it anymore. And you know, what was I going to say? Sorry, brain fart.
It was okay.
That's okay.
You keep it real here. Just roll with it.
So I'm looking through these pictures of all these people that are on these medications. And I'm like, wow, you know, they're very inspirational. They've lost so much weight. They look good, but they didn't start where I did. And so when I started, I didn't think it was going to work for me really, because these people just had like, excuse me, like 50 or 60 pounds to lose. I had well over 100 to get healthy. And I'm like, there's no way this is going to help me. So, you know, and it did. And just recently, and there's a woman who recently reached out to me on TikTok, and I just love her. Her name's Angel. And she said, you're the first person I found that is close to where I started. And she just warms my heart, because when she posts videos of, oh my gosh, I'm in a new size, or I had a non-scale victory or anything, I'm just like, that's me. That's me. And I want her to see like, it's possible. You can totally do this. So it was when I first started, it was very isolating, and it's weird to be where I'm at now.
I mean, I'm the same. I still have so much weight to lose. I don't even set goal weights because I can't even conceive of like what that would be like, feel like, or even if that's like healthy for me because of my age, you know, or anything like that. I don't even know. So I just set 20-pound goals at a time. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Goal weights I just can't get my mind around it, you know?
When I was just like, oh, you know, we'll try for it. And then it was like, you know, it would just be nice to be out of 300. And then I finally got 300. And then when my wedding was coming around last June, I was like, I just want to be in the 270s. That's all I want. Tell you what, when I left for our wedding, I was at like 278, and I was like, did it? Yes.
That's 270s. Yes.
270s. But I just, and I did, but I just didn't at the time I didn't vocalize them because I really wasn't sharing too much like personal things on TikTok. I would just give my experience, my advice. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Did you ladies have any questions? I feel like I've totally hogged Emily.
I think you're covering everything.
Sorry.
But the thing is, I think so many people, and this is just in general, and especially when you have past traumas that are so deep that I mean, just trauma, period, and it just starts gushing out like, and that's social media, that's therapy, that's whatever, because it's been pent up for so long, and it's tough, and so. I know, like for me, I think you all know that I'm just a very observant person. I am extremely observant, and you can tell, and especially when you have a childhood trauma that deals with weight, that is something that I think I had communicated that, unfortunately, I don't know that trauma.
No, that's fortunate. We don't want you to know that.
No, but I mean, but mine was the opposite, where I was called skinny mini, and I'm not complaining, but it was just the opposite of
course
of the spectrum. But with now where we are, Emily, what do you think that the obesity community can do, like, to advocate more? Outside of social media, do you do any, advocacy outside of TikTok or anything that you would suggest that the community can do?
I will be honest with you. I don't do anything outside of the TikTok community. I want to. I tell people all the time, if I could make it my full-time job to help people get these medications, I absolutely would, because I don't
say that too.
Yes. I don't want anybody to.
We found jobs right now.
And I would love to, but I don't. I've tried to advocate for myself and my coworkers who are on these medications with my job, but unfortunately, I'm fortunate that I still have my job, because I'm pretty sure they're sick of me doing it. I get it. It's their funded plan, and I can't beg them anymore, because they're just going to be like, okay, that's fine. We're done. And eventually that is what they told me, but I'm not done, and I will never be done. And I will absolutely help other people. And, unfortunately right now, that's where we're at. And that's where I'm at, because all I can do is tell people, all right, I've done this, go try it, because it might work for you. Okay. This is where I get my compounded medications. Okay. Go there, because at least you can keep going. And, people ask me, how do I talk to my doctor about this? Advocate for yourself. If you need and want help to get out of being obese, tell them, I need your help. I don't want to be on a diet. I don't want to have surgery. I want help. Give me this opportunity to show you that this is going to work for me. So I really wish I had an answer to what I'm doing more, but unfortunately, I feel like I just keep hitting brick wall after brick wall with trying to do more. So
it can be exhausting. This is quite the availability and the affordability for these medications is proving to the point where many people are considering compound, or many people are going outside of the country and things like that. I mean, I think that like maybe some places where, like with Canada, for example, and British Columbia eventually said that they're not going to be selling Ozempic to the States anymore, and we're going to see more and more of those issues. And why? That's because they can make more money with wegovy. But I have another episode planned where I will be for sure trashing all that shit. So
I can't wait to see because Mounjaro, I believe, is in its final stages for FDA approval for weight loss. But until that happens, I wonder how they're going to repackage it, rebrand it, because I'm pretty sure it's not, and I think we talked about this, it's not going to stay Mounjaro. No. It is going to be something different and then there's so many other, medications in the pipeline. So, Emily, with, retatrutide coming up, which is getting so much buzz from Eli Lilly, with, going up to losing 30% of your body body weight, body
Yeah.
fat. I mean, it is huge. Which drug would you advocate for? Would you just advocate for all of them, or like
Great
do you
question.
tend to like lean more towards Mounjaro or Ozempic?
This is a hot question.
Yeah, it is.
Really, I get this a lot.
It's a hot seat.
Yes. No, I get this question a lot on my videos, and it's a great question. You know, I'm somebody who's experienced both. So, if I had the choice, I would advocate for GLP-1 medications as a whole. You know, Wegovy, Ozempic,
Same.
I know Saxenda is in there too, but
yeah.
Anyway, you know, when I was on Ozempic, I was on it for a full year, 12 months. I lost 87 pounds. I have been on Mounjaro for 8 months, and I've lost 55 pounds. It's pretty even. I mean, I'm a slow loser. That's what that's my thing. That's what I do. And
don't you think it's funny when people say that? I can't help it. I'm a slow loser.
I am a slow loser.
Way to go.
You know,
I'm right with you.
They're both great medications, and they both have the capability of helping you lose weight. And if you can get it and do it. So, you know, I'm looking at possibly having to go back to Ozempic come June. And I'm perfectly okay with that because I know I can be successful on it.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Really great. Yeah.
I know.
You know, the World Health Organization. I'm sorry.
Do you have a question, Kat? Go ahead.
Not really a question, but I was like, you know, the World Health Organization, what was it, that article that came out that just now deemed GLP-1s as like, we're trying to make it, was it mandatory for obesity? I'm trying to talk to a doctor about this, but
I got lots planned.
But the tables are kind of turned versus where it was like decades before starvation and things of that nature. Now it's turned over to obesity being a life altering or a life endangering thing. So, but I think that the World Health Organization, I think, did pass or trying to deem GLP-1s necessary.
Yeah.
So.
And then the government has now said that they're going to include obesity medications for their employees. Yeah. And at least in the States, right? The federal government. So, I mean, it's like, I think the tide is turning. I think it'll be interesting to see how Medicare handles things. But I also think that a lot of that, like if Eli Lilly and these companies are not short-sighted and they realize the power of being able to get a medication low enough and affordable enough, and what that can do to set the trend of what it would be going forward for, private health. I think that if they would not be so short-sighted and they would get the price lower, which we know they can, then maybe that this could change everything. So I would hope that the people in charge are more interested in making money over 50 years as opposed to making money as much as they can in 2 until everybody has no money left because they spent it all on these medications to be healthy.
We would hope, but in my little humble opinion, and I'm not sure what you ladies think, I believe that 2024 is going to be a very pivotal year for insurance coverage for GLP-1 medications, because you've got Ozempic that has been out since 2020, 2021.
Longer. It's been around 5 years. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. And then you have 2 GLP-1s coming up for generics. They lose their patents at the end of this year.
Same one, but
And then you've got Retatrutide coming up, and Novo Nordisk has about 1 or 2 in the pipeline also. So what are, I wonder what insurance companies are going to do. And also, I think we had said, and I've seen this question posed, this really kind of makes you wonder if the company that you work for is fat phobic, or will you look for other employment that will cover these GLP-1 medications?
If I were to not look
That's
for
like
other employment,
important.
like
Yeah.
I for sure would be like, you will pay me $1,000 more a month so that I can buy my medication cash. Like I'm like, that's where I'm at. Like if they don't offer it, fine. You will now pay me $1,000 more a month because I'm going to buy it.
I agree. Yeah, because the company I work for, we are self-insured. We have almost 100,000 employees. So we have our own insurance, but it's through United Healthcare. But it makes you wonder now because we're starting to get loud and make noise about this. And Wegovy isn't even on our formulary because they don't cover weight loss drugs, but they'll cover. Yeah. But
every time someone says that, I cringe.
Yeah, a FDA approved weight loss drug is not covered, but they do cover Mounjaro, Ozempic, Trulicity, Saxenda. I mean, Trulicity. Yeah, Victoza. Yeah. All of that is covered. So now it's like, do you stay with that employer?
Yeah.
Who basically is like, yeah, well, screw you. And it's about the bottom line. And we understand, but we can't do it.
Yeah, exactly. I think it'll be really interesting.
I mean, like, do you start?
Because if we're talking 40% of Americans that struggle with obesity, 40%. Yeah. Like, like
significant.
That's half, y'all. Like, if you want to like come to the plate with something good, and I think, I think, companies can do that. Is insurance going to be more? Yeah. But like, that's what my company offers a buy-up option. So like people that, and companies can do this, but people that who don't want to deal with, obesity medications or don't want to pay it for everybody else to have, or they're not worried about, fertility stuff because they don't have PCOS or whatever it is. They can pay for the lower amount. And then people who do care, like myself, we can pay for the more expensive plan, but it's still less than it would be if we were paying for our medications out of pocket, So, I mean, there's a way companies can do this. And I think it's just a matter of realizing that is a big benefit, and I hope that I do think the tide is turning in the right direction. I think it'll go slow because let's face it, it's fucking healthcare. Sorry, I'm dropping it. And it's as slow as it gets. You know what I'm saying? Like it's slower than the government, So I think it'll take a while, but I do think we're really on the cusp of like that making a shift. And what did Dr. Albert say? He was like, the train has left the station. This is the new way of things. This is the better way. We have 20 years of data to prove this is the right way to go. We are now off. This is the new direction,
True.
So, and I think people just have to realize that. And I want people to understand too, like with the different medications, like when you're thinking about Victoza and Saxenda, they're the same medicine. In the States, we allow them to have a different label, be marketed differently. But every time you fuss at somebody and go, why are you taking that medicine over this one? It's probably because it's what their insurance will pay for, or it's less expensive. It's the same medication. It's just the dosing is a little bit different. It's just they can charge twice as much and make more money. So like anybody that's listening if you're that kind of person, you're probably not listening. But if you're saying that kind of stuff to people, you are ignorant in this area. Please educate yourself because that's just not what it is. You just make people feel like crap. And all they're trying to do is better themselves when everybody else has been telling them they're fat forever, fat and lazy and all these different things. And that's not who they are.
I'm not lazy. I smoke you in the gym.
Yeah, you do. Smoke you in spin class.
People smoke us with a marathon or anything. But Emily, since you are such like an OG in the GLP-1 community, and thank you for like forging the path and just being open and honestly telling your story.
Yeah, thank you so much.
What do you think or how do you think this is going to play out in June 2023 with the Mounjaro savings card by June 30th? That will be up like July 1st. It's a brand new day. We've already like heard of stories where people had only received like 4 or 5 fills and they were on the savings card, and Eli Lilly has deactivated their card. What do you see happening to the GLP-1 community then, and how do you see it going forward?
I think emotions are going to be very high on social media for a while. I think come June 1st, people are going to be scrambling. and there's such a stigma around these compounded versions that are being offered right now.
Right.
And, if you can find something to help you keep going and you trust it and your doctor approves it, then go, don't stop because Eli Lilly says you have to stop. That's
Right.
not it. I think a lot of people are going to be, delightfully, or not delightfully, but, very angry, and confused because they came into it late and they are all of a sudden being faced with, you're cut off, and they didn't do the PA, and they're on a wait list now to have this doctor help them with the PA, and now they're 3-4 months down the road, and I hate Mounjaro because I gained all my weight back. No, you take the steps to be prepared. So I think the community is going to be very against each other and emotions are going to be high for a while. It'll be interesting to see how it turns out. I'm going to probably be sitting in the peanut gallery eating by my
I'm not gonna lie, I'll have some popcorn.
I hate to interrupt
No,
you,
it's fine,
but
Emily.
unfortunately I do have to log off for the night.
No, it's totally fine. Thank you so much for joining us. We
appreciate
really
you.
appreciate your time.
Thank you, all of you. You were wonderful to talk to, and I can't wait to see you more on TikTok.
We had such a nice time, Emily. Thank you for coming.
And what's your TikTok handle? So you can
my TikTok is at msuz1. So EMSUZ1. That's it. Nice and simple. Find out.
Got it.
Okay.
Thank you, Emily. Have a good night.
Thanks,
Thank
Emily.
you,
Thank you guys so much.
Good night.
Good night.
Wasn't that nice? See?
She was
Scrappy.
awesome.
Isn't she awesome? I know. I think
awesome.
being able to give the space for people in our community to come and tell their stories and for us to compare and contrast and get people's differing opinion is really important because
powerful.
We're not going to get that space on ABC News. We're not going to get that space on whatever stupid morning show is out there trying to spin it and pit people against each other. We're not going to get it. So we're going to provide the space here for people in our community to do that, and we're going to get as loud as we can. Yeah. But obviously we've been talking for quite a while now. So I was thinking, let's go ahead and sign off. This has been our wacky episode, but I had
a lot of fun too.
Yeah, it was a good time, right? Yeah. But normally we'll have a medical expert on this evening. The one that we had was not able to make it, but we've got them rescheduled. So that's good. Still got that episode coming. But thanks for joining us. I think we all like to go through our sign-offs and just say some things. And I've been trying to think about something new to say. And I was like, I don't really know. And so then I thought, well, I was at my mom's and we were eating this steak dinner and I couldn't eat it. It was for Easter Sunday. And I was like, I couldn't eat all this. And my mom was like, there's no shame in leftovers. I was like, oh, hell yeah. That's my new sign-off, Mama. So that's Mom. What it is. There's no shame in leftovers.
All right, Mama.
Definitely what I want you to know more than anything, and this is why I wanted to start this, is because I want you to know that if you're struggling with obesity, or even if you know someone or love someone that is, you are not alone. It is not your fault. This is a disease and there is treatment now, and you do not have to be afraid to go to your doctor. And we're going to provide you all the information to make you feel really secure, to have that conversation and advocate for yourself and get the help that you need. So we're really glad that you tuned in and I appreciate it. Kat, what about your sign off?
Kim, you have to start singing. You are not alone.
That is a good song. Isn't there a Prince song we can sing instead? I don't know.
Well, didn't R. Kelly write that song? You're not alone?
Yeah. Oh, please don't say that. Oh, straight for the record.
Okay. We just went left turn.
Okay.
So you know what? I have one that I thought of today because I've been reading this book recommended by Dr. Rentea it's called Chasing Cupcakes. And it's all about, basically get out of your own way. Yeah. You have the power within you. Get over yourself. And one of our friends that we always do football Saturdays with, I'm going to put his whole government out here. Bart Stransky always said that. It made me think about, while I'm reading this book these last 2 days, is Bart going, get over yourself. That was just always. Thanks. Thanks, Bart. Because it's true. Whenever like we would start getting kind of like maybe like whiny because, over a few beers and some football.
Yeah.
Sometimes there'd be a conversation about, I don't know, somebody did something. Oh, get over yourself. But it's so true.
Yeah.
And this book whole thing is get over yourself, get out of your way, and knuck up. So get over yourself. Thanks, Bart.
And you have tools now, right?
This book is fantastic. Yeah. Chasing Cupcakes.
Chasing Cupcakes.
Chasing Cupcakes, because I love cupcakes.
Yeah, who doesn't, right? Like if you don't, we may not be friends. Like I need to know you like cupcakes.
Yeah. Yes.
What about you, Janine? What's your sign off today?
My sign off would be, I think after so many years of self-doubt and not loving myself like I would love others, I would always think of, well, what if this doesn't work out? But what if it does?
But what if it does? I love it.
Look, but what if it does work out? Then what?
Right.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
What if it does?
That's super cool. I remember having moments like that too, where I was like, oh my God, I've surpassed this mark. Maybe I'm one of those people that'll lose 100 pounds. What if it does?
Yeah.
I love that. I love turning the tables like that with positive vibes. Thanks for sharing that with us. Well, we will be back next week. Thanks so much for hanging with us today and getting to meet Emily and hear her story. And we really have enjoyed our time together. So we hope that you have learned something and can share this episode with others, and that we can continue to get as loud as possible. Yeah. But thanks, everybody. And have a great night or day, wherever you are.
Good night.
Hasta la pasta.
Let me tell you a quick story. I was telling Kat how I was regaining weight after my 100-pound loss using GLP-1 medications, and I was having snacky cravings and waking up at 3 a.m. and I had hot flashes, and I was worried. But Kat was like, listen, I went through this last year. It's perimenopause, and I started HRT, and she used this company called Winona. So I started going there to see if this was something that was going with me. Turns out it was, because I'm 46. And it's been amazing. It's taken a while to find the right dose, but once I did, it's just been huge. I've been sleeping. I feel more myself again. And the hot flashes are gone, which is, really bad. So I will tell you, it's just been so big for me. And so I wanted to partner with them on the podcast because obviously many of our listeners are going through this same age range and definitely are having these issues. And there's just no need for you to suffer. So if you go to the link that's in our link tree, you can click on that and save money. If you go there and you meet all the criteria, and this might be something for you to try. So I just want to make sure you have this great resource because it's just been such a big difference for me and Kat. Again, you can go to the link in our link tree and get what you need. Today's episode is brought to you by Ro, a telehealth platform that's changing the game of GLP-1 access. What sets Ro apart? Ro understands the challenges of navigating insurance hurdles and the skyrocketing prices of GLP-1 medications. That's why they specialize in getting insurance approvals for GLP-1s. And if insurance is a barrier, they go a step further by prescribing brand name zepbound vials for prices close to those of compound GLP-1s. With Ro, you're not just getting a prescription, you're getting a partner in your journey that's helping you access affordable treatment and guiding you every step of the way. Whether it's insurance approvals or cost-effective alternatives, Ro is here to make sure that you get the medication you need. Visit ro.co/plussides with a Z today to see how they can help you take control of your weight management journey with affordable, accessible care. That's ro.co/plussides with a Z, making healthcare work for you. Check out the link in our show notes for more details. Are you interested in understanding GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, or Mounjaro? Then join us on the Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, the groundbreaking podcast helping people change their lives one episode at a time. The Plus Sides podcast is a disruptor. We're breaking down barriers, smashing stereotypes, and sharing inspiring stories that'll leave you feeling informed and empowered. Join us every week to learn from doctors who are specialists around GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Mounjaro, Mounjaro. They'll provide you with science and facts to validate these incredible stories. But that's not all. We'll also bring you the voices of the GLP1 Mounjaro TikTok community, real people who face the challenges of obesity-related diseases and disorders and discovered the incredible plus sides of GLP1 medications. Our episodes are filled with heartwarming stories, laughter, and moments of triumph. You'll connect with our amazing community members who are reclaiming their health and experiencing their fullest lives. Are you ready to embark on a journey of discovery and empowerment? Tune in to the Plus Sides Cracking the Obesity Code, and together we'll change the narrative around obesity and end the stigma. Subscribe now on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform and join our incredible community. Let's celebrate the plus sides of life together, because every story deserves to be heard. Every life deserves to shine, and everyone deserves access to expert knowledge and medication. The Plus Sides Podcast. You're not alone. It's not your fault.